Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry my evening operational update is late. I was kind of holding out in hopes that my account would come back online, but it hasn't yet. The appeal is still pending, so I appreciate everyone coming over to this account. If you don't follow me at my primary, please follow me there because in a few days I'll be back over there posting. I got to be real safe about how I post, apparently, because this one caught me off guard. Anyways, this will be the operational update. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the map. So Russian forces again conducted very few ground offensives today or earlier. They only really secured new terrain and took towns in Donetsk and Luhansk as they're trying to kind of further encircle Mariupol, which remains besieged and whatnot. So Russian forces continue to assemble reinforcements to improve their logistical support into Kyiv. For the past 3 days, no offensive operations have taken place northwest of Kyiv, and no offensive operations northeast of Kyiv have taken place in the last 48 hours. So Kyiv has been relatively quiet when it comes to ground operations. Russian proxy forces captured towns north of these two, as I said earlier. Ukrainian protests in Kherson are ramping up. They're dealing with more and more protests, and those have a good chance of turning more and more violent in the Kherson area. Russia is diluting the international deployments it has in Armenia, pulling those troops in to support the Ukrainian fight. They're also pulling troops from their far eastern flank in Russia as well. Ukrainian intelligence Russia reports that Russia is likely going to deploy its Syrian forces to Ukraine soon, but the Institute for the Study of War is assessing that these forces are unlikely to enable Russia any favorable gains in around the Kyiv area. They may be good for a long-term pool of low quality replacements to fighters that go down, but it likely won't change any balance in the near term. And then finally, a Russian ballistic missile killed 35 Ukrainians at the Yavrov military training center near Poland. The Russians were trying to send a message to the West about deliveries being sent to Ukraine as a follow-up to their March 12th announcement that they'll treat international aid shipments as military targets. But the Russians are saying 180 fighters were killed. Ukrainians are saying 35. I lean towards the Ukrainian number, but no word yet on future impacts to operations up there with that. So